to
Roses and Thorns.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're going to talk about Bachelor in Paradise.
Episode 4 and 5?
Yeah, 4 and 5. It goes on longer than I thought. Last year, I really remember it being 5 episodes. And I remember, I was thinking as we were watching it this time, how much slower it seemed to be progressing. Because last time I think it was just like rose ceremony after rose ceremony. And I was like, how are people developing any relationships in this amount of time? It was like every episode there was a rose ceremony. And when there's so many relationships going on, there's so many moving parts, it's like a little bit different than Bachelor or Bachelorette, where there's a rose ceremony every time. Mm-hmm. Like this felt very different. So now it's like a rose ceremony every 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, really.
I'm hoping
maybe it's the same amount of time, but I mean, honestly, it might be the same amount of time.
Yeah, like in their time.
They've only had 2 rose ceremonies.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same amount of time in their time,
it's
in
just
their
like
world.
Every single day, there's want to make a whole episode out of it or something.
Which is fine. I am hoping, though, that next week is the last week, because I don't know how we will continue recapping this if it extends beyond that.
Why is that?
Because the following week, Ashley is here on Monday. I'm driving her to the airport Monday night. Okay. And then Tuesday, my flight is really early Wednesday morning.
I can find a VCR. And
what?
Find is it a cassette tape?
You realize we have Hulu, though.
Oh, I have to wait the next day. Okay, yeah.
Am I going to watch it when I get home from the airport Monday night?
I have no idea. Hopefully we don't have to. Hopefully next week is the last week.
Fingers crossed, because I don't think I can watch 2 episodes and podcast about it on Tuesday. And then also go to bed at 9 o'clock because I have to get up at probably 4 in the morning. Hey, can you drive me to the airport? Let's talk about that later.
Is that Wednesday?
Wednesday morning. Oh. Not this Wednesday, next Wednesday.
Okay. I felt bad for letting you know 2 months in advance.
We can talk about that later, I guess. Sorry, I made assumptions.
Yeah, it's fine.
I made assumptions. Okay. This is where Ryan's my relationship falls apart. Uh-huh. Lack of communication.
It's on a podcast.
So I feel like there's not a super good way to recap this, because I think that if I were to say all the things I had written down, it would take 4 hours, and then I would still have to talk about my feelings on them.
Okay, well, maybe we don't have to spend 4 hours on it, but how about you just talk about the first things you wrote down? So,
we pick up where the last episode left off with Tia confronting Chris about kissing Krystal. Mm-hmm. So, when it all left off, Chris is bragging to the bros that he kissed Krystal.
Making stupid bird sounds.
Yeah, which were kind of funny, honestly, but it's just because everyone else could hear them, and they're like, what is that? Mm-hmm. And that was kind of funny. But the making the bird calls itself actually wasn't funny. I'm just remembering everybody looking around what? And that was kind of funny. But when Tia goes up to confront Chris, he is justifying it, saying he, quote, had a moment, and that he wouldn't have gone on a date with Krystal, and that he's still all in with Tia. Mm-hmm. And then he starts gaslighting her, telling her that she's not making sense. When she's like, how are you going to tell me that you're all in and then go make out with someone else? And he's like, you're not making sense.
Yeah. He was just, I don't know, keep going.
And telling her, quote, nothing has changed. And she's like, how has nothing changed when you told me you were all in with me and then you kissed someone else? And Tia, I think, was all of us just being so confused when he's like, I don't understand. What do you mean? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden he starts saying, so I guess this is probably when Krystal comes over.
Yeah.
And Tia's super cool. to Krystal. Because a lot of people get mad at the other person who really didn't do, even if they did something wrong, they didn't do anything as wrong as the first person.
Yeah, the person that has established that they are part of a thing, and then they went and like fooled around.
Yeah. So it's like not like they're in a relationship. They're probably not exclusive or anything like that. But there seemed to be established boundaries. Mm-hmm. Or at least like if you wanted to kiss someone else, it should be a conversation.
Yeah, when you say you're all in with somebody, that means something.
You're not going to go up to someone and make out with them because they're blonde.
Yeah.
Which I was so worried. Ryan kept saying he'd never kissed a blonde before. So I didn't want him to get any ideas from Goose. So I just went ahead and dyed my hair blonde.
She did.
Just take that off the table. But then like Chris says he kissed Krystal because Tia was talking to Colton.
Was she? Were they?
They were like having a friendly conversation.
Okay.
And he's like, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was going on anymore.
What was about at all. But it doesn't justify him kissing another woman, though.
No, and he's just making up excuses now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Chris starts saying maybe he should explore other options. And in fact, he was already starting to pull out of the relationship. You know, he was already on his way out of it.
Yeah, I got like... Jordan said this, actually, like in the 5th episode, saying, who did he call Jean Blanc 2.0? Benoit. But Chris is Jean Blanc 2.0 because he did exactly what he did, saying everything that he thinks that the girl wants to hear. And then but Chris is just ignorant and stupid enough and like self-obsessed that he really thinks he did nothing wrong.
Oh yeah, he thinks he's the good guy.
Yeah, it's so disgusting. Like how his mind works, probably.
Yeah.
Like I hope that's real. Like I hope it's not real, honestly.
Yeah. But it'd be so weird if it was a character. Like it's a really gross character.
Someone on Reddit posted a picture. So I've been saying he looked like, and a lot of people, other people have said he looks like Ben Stiller a lot.
Yeah, Ben Stiller and Adam Goldberg. Yeah.
The Adam F. Goldberg.
No, he does not look like Adam F. Goldberg. He looks like Adam Goldberg.
Okay.
Adam F. Goldberg is from the Goldbergs. Adam Goldberg is from Friends.
Okay.
But like he does look a lot like Ben Stiller.
They showed a picture of Leonard's mom from The Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
And they look very similar too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
it's
funny.
Really weird. It's like
I can picture
small
that.
eyes, and I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
I can picture that. That's really funny.
It's really weird. And then he flipped it, saying oh, I'm so glad I decided to end things. When did you decide this?
Like 5 minutes ago, you were still telling her you were all in.
Yeah. And then in the middle, he said, oh, just now or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he says, I think in the middle of them talking, it's like, okay, I'm glad this is finally over or whatever. He's like, thank God.
He's so gross. And then somehow...
so fucking sleazy.
Krystal comes out of this like, oh, I'm so glad he's single now because now I can date him.
Yeah. But it wasn't instant. She was still thinking about it.
Was it not?
I mean, maybe for a moment, but then she left and thought about it for a moment. And then she had to talk to Bibiana, right?
No, she was so happy and so wanting to be with him. And she was upset because the whole thing got tarnished by the drama with Tia. No, she wanted to date him. She was so happy.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, Bibiana had to tell her that she wasn't a bitch, and I felt like I missed something.
Yeah. Maybe Tia told her.
Maybe.
Because they can't show Tia calling someone a bitch.
I just don't know why. That's true. Not the golden angel Tia. I just don't know why Krystal was all of a sudden so upset because she had the one-on-one with the camera.
Yeah.
And saying she's so happy. She's so happy. And then all of a sudden she's crying. She's crying to everyone. And Bibiana's telling her she's not a bitch. And
she was crying by the pool.
Yeah. And everyone's like, you deserve to be happy and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I did not go into this liking Krystal, but she deserves better than Chris.
Yeah.
Every woman deserves better than Chris.
Yeah, he's the worst.
No, there are some pretty terrible women. They can have Chris.
Sure.
They can have their toxic relationship.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, so I guess probably Krystal and Chris are a thing now.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
So then Tia's single.
Tia is single.
Which means she wants Colton. Because that's just her chain of events in her head always.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, I think, okay, well.
Go ahead.
Do you want to start talking about how when Jacqueline walks in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Jacqueline walks in with a date card, and then Tia's like, oh my God, she's gonna pick Colton.
Yeah, and she just kind of like loses it.
Yeah. And Jacqueline's talking to everybody and then talks to Colton. I think asks Colton to go on a date.
Yeah,
right?
she does.
And he says...
And I think he's the one she wanted when she came in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think everyone kind of has a person in mind. And I think he was hers.
Okay. But, you know, he shot her down because I think it seems like he wants to see how things are going to go with Tia. Because why else would he say no?
Yeah, he said that, like, it wasn't really fair to Jacqueline because he wouldn't be all in it.
Yeah.
And the guys had the power this week.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So, like, I would not say he shot her down. I would say he very gently put her down. Like, let her down, you know?
Put her down.
Put her down. He euthanized her. It was sad, but it was necessary. And everyone's making such a big deal that Colton turned down Jacqueline. Everyone.
Yeah. But Kevin had turned down Jenna?
I don't remember who. I think it was Jenna. I think Kevin turned down Jenna, but he definitely turned down someone for Astrid because he's like, I have this relationship going.
Was it Jubilee?
And I want to see how it goes. Oh, it might have been Jubilee. Yeah,
Caroline.
It was Jubilee.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Jubilee. And so everyone's like, that's the first time it's happened in Paradise. And yes, he's the first unattached person in this season to turn someone down.
Totally unattached, yeah.
But it's still like, I don't know why it was such hot gossip.
No.
You know?
I mean, I think maybe people just saying it is just like, but then when they accumulate everybody talking about it, it seems like that's gossip, you know?
Sure. I bet it was just like one person was like, oh my God, can you believe this happened? And that sparked something in people's head where they're like, oh yeah, that is unbelievable.
It's kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah, let me just tell someone else.
All the while, Tia's in the girls' room. Sorry, women's room. Women's bedroom.
I have no idea. It looked like a producer's hut, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it just looked like a back room somewhere.
It's like they weren't allowed to go in there because there's probably computers and shit.
Maybe.
And so they go in there no. Tia's in there just like crying her eyes out because like she's like, she's gonna ask out Colton. Colton's gonna say yes, and then she's gonna go on a date, and you know, freaking out. And then like finally, Colton comes in and says like, you know, hey, can we talk? He's like, you're gonna go on a date, blah blah blah. And he's like, no, I'm not. Let's talk. Let's go talk.
Yeah.
I felt like there was some frustration in his like voice because he's just like, just stop crying.
Yeah.
For a second. I want to talk to you.
Yeah. And meanwhile, like, Jacqueline seems so lost. And I was really confused at first because I thought, like, okay, you talked to one person or whatever and they turned you down. Like, that's not a huge deal. But I think she went in with a crush on Colton. So she got rejected by her crush, which is like probably a lot harder.
I don't know. I don't think you I don't know. I thought that like just coming into this group of people and like, you know, putting yourself out there and asking somebody out and talking to people and like picking somebody and them saying no, I think that's certain personalities are going to take that a little hard. Maybe. Like some other ones might just bounce back, you know?
Yeah.
But I can see how somebody was like, ooh, I was really looking forward to this. It didn't work out. I need a minute to compose myself or something like that. And that seemed like what Jacqueline needed to do. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I feel like that's what I would need to do. Okay. Just like a minute. Imagine if I just needed a minute to like, all right, I gotta go ask somebody else out now. I just need to like go walk to my room and like collect myself for a second. Yeah, it looked like more than a minute, but I think it was supposed to look like more than a minute. Exactly. So who knows how long it actually was. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it looked like Tia and Colton kind of worked things out in that moment. And then I don't think we really... later. Do you want to jump to later?
Yeah.
To like stay on track with just finish up the storyline of Tia and Colton for the episode?
Before that,
yeah.
I think Colton was just finished talking to Jacqueline, and he sat at the bar with Wells, and then Wells is like, hey, you should go talk to her.
Yeah.
Kind of like, jabbing, poking, like, was it just pushing the story along?
Yeah.
Like whatever the producers want him to do or whatever. I thought it was funny because like I'm sure that's what they do. That's their job too. Like at least Wells' job is to like push the narrative.
Oh, playing like the TV bartender, right? Like how the bartender's like, "What's your problem, man?" And they tell them their problem. They're like, "You should go get her."
Like, that's right. I should go get her.
Okay, I finally get it.
Yeah, and I think like. I don't know. I think occasionally Chris Harrison is there, like at the beginning of an episode or like...
God, when was the last time we saw Chris Harrison?
The rose ceremony.
Yep.
But I don't think he likes being there.
Oh, probably not. He's too old for that.
I mean, and he always has to be in a suit too.
Oh,
so
God,
it's
it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
He probably doesn't have to be. I bet he chooses to be.
And it's always at night too, so maybe it's not too bad being in the suit at night.
Oh, for the rose ceremony, yeah, I think he has to be at the suit. But I think when he's greeting people, I think sometimes he's like, just wearing like a button up or whatever.
Maybe.
Probably still long sleeve though.
I can see that.
So, okay, so finishing up the storyline for this episode at least with Tia and Colton. Tolton? Kia?
Tolkien? I wrote down, I'm not sure when this happened. I think it was probably later that day, I'm sure. Colton says that he chooses her, I guess.
Okay, back up just a second.
Okay.
He does say that.
Right.
But he has a conversation with Bibiana.
Right.
Where she gives him some questionable advice.
Yeah.
That like is clearly from someone who's had not super successful relationships, because it's kind of like, she's a good girl, she's a good person, you should date her, what more do you need? It's like so much more.
Yeah,
so much more.
It's like, yeah, things can be easy. It's like things are easy with my friends.
Yeah.
Do I want to spend the rest of my life with my friends?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in our friend basis, yes, but like not like date them.
Like, you're a guy that has female friends, and like, can you, like, if you were just like, she's pretty and she's nice and we get along, that's enough for a relationship.
No.
It's like, no.
I think if I spent like more than, this has happened. We've gone camping in like a big group of friends, and it's like one of my best friends. I'm like, oh, she's kind of annoying. After spending like 24 hours with her, it's like, oh my God, I can't, like, I'm glad I only get like 4-hour stints of her.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and that's how I ended up getting engaged. I was just like, this is a very eligible man who is very nice to me. Mm-hmm. That's all you're supposed to need in life. It's like, no, like, you need more than that.
Yeah, totally.
So Bibiana, I think, just came from like a place of, she just wants someone to make her happy.
Yeah. And
she's like, here's a person that makes you happy sometimes. So that's enough.
I feel like
they're not going to make it. Colton and Tia are not going to make it.
I feel like Bibiana is going to need a couple more relationships before she can get for happily ever after.
I hope her next one is a real one. I do. Like, I hope it's like the one for her. Okay. But like, she's never then going to learn that like it's not enough. And maybe you don't need to learn that, right? Maybe that's not a lesson that you need.
I guess there are people that like marry their high school sweethearts, and it's totally
I know
fine.
People like that, yeah, who still seem to actually be happy with people they married in high
really
school.
Like each other for some reason.
It's weird.
I think that was about it, right?
Yeah, I think from that episode, then we get to kind of close the Tia Colton storyline for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we can back up to Jacqueline, who she gets to take on her date.
Jacqueline chooses Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I think
I like to see Kenny.
Yeah, I like seeing Kenny too. I'm not sure. I think he was just like, I won't want to. I feel bad saying it, but like, I don't think anybody was super interested in going on a date with her.
Which is kind of weird because she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
Like, of all of the women there, I think she's the most beautiful.
Really?
Like, if I had to pick one of them to go on a date with, I would choose Jacqueline. Not based on personality, just looks.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with her personality, but
Yeah.
just based on personality, maybe Jubilee. She seems
Personality, Jubilee.
fun. But I don't think we'd be compatible. 1, because we're both straight. 2, because she's more adventurous than I am.
I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to, like, this is what I should be doing, right? Ranking women to tell you who I think is the prettiest.
Yes, that is how a successful relationship works.
Maybe we should move on.
I got myself in that one. I would only have myself to blame if that list happened. Okay, so yeah, Jacqueline takes Kenny, and they have like a thing in common of learning like an ancestral language, which is pretty cool. It's like Kenny learned Spanish to go to South America because that's where his ancestors are from.
Okay.
And then Jacqueline learns Slovakian to visit Slovakia. And she was actually able to say a sentence, which I
impressive.
Thought it was just going to be like, like, hi, how are you? My name is Jacqueline, but it seemed like she actually knew adjectives, conjunctions, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Also, unsurprisingly, she owns opera binoculars.
I think that's surprising. How is it unsurprising?
Out of everyone we've ever seen in the Bachelor world, if you told me one person owns opera glasses, I would probably choose Jacqueline.
Is it because she was going back for a PhD or something? So she's like intellectual?
The most refined, so that was like my idea of her from Bachelor. But now I'm like, oh no, she does not have it together. Like,
because she kind of fell for Ari?
No, it was just the way that she interacted with people in Paradise, and I'm not saying this negatively. It just makes her so much more like personable and relatable. Yeah, that I think it's because she kind of reminds me of Lisa. That I'm like, oh, like she's like getting a PhD and she seems like this like highbrow person, but actually she's like kooky and like awkward and like like doesn't always understand social interactions and
Okay.
I have a different impression of Jacqueline than I did at the beginning. So now I would be surprised if she owned opera glasses, but I know it now. So I would not be surprised.
I could, but the person I can see with the opera glasses,
Tell me.
Chelsea. I could see her with it.
Oh, no, not me.
From the personality, I can't, but like how she's kind of like always like posture is good and like, I don't know.
You know how I can see Chelsea? Daisy Dukes. Next to a pickup truck. That's how I see Chelsea.
I can see her there too, but it's I don't know.
Like if you told me she went to my high school, I'd say, oh.
I see her differently.
Okay. Thought I was gonna knock over my glass.
Onto the
white tablecloth
that you told me not to spill things on.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was also talking to me. It was talking to myself.
Reminding yourself.
Yeah. Don't spill things, Kelly.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. I mean, it seems like they get along.
It was fine. Conversations were okay.
Yeah.
They reference Edgar Allan Poe,
which everyone read that in middle school, so I was not surprised. Like they acted like it was a big deal, but I was like, okay, but tell me one 8th grader who hasn't read Telltale Heart.
Is that the Raven one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you read Telltale Heart?
Is that the Raven one?
That's the Raven.
Yeah.
Yeah, Telltale Heart's the one with the beating heart into the floorboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like it's required reading, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also the saddest love story of all time. Not the Telltale Heart, just like Edgar Allan Poe in general. It's the reason I didn't believe in true love.
Because you just kill them and you bury them in your floorboards?
No, not because of Telltale Heart, because of actual Edgar Allan Poe's real life. He was in love with, I think her name was Emily.
Okay.
And she loved him too. But and it's been a long time since it literally 8th grade. So I could be getting details wrong, but, it just kind of stuck with me. So he loved her, and they like, basically their timing was never right.
Oh.
And she was leaving, and he turned around and told her that he loved her, and she didn't hear him.
Oh.
But like, I think there's like historical documents that shows that she did also return those feelings. And I was like, there's no destiny. This is like, 12-year-old Kelly? And I'm like, love isn't real. And it really affected future relationships.
Just like cynic the rest of your life.
Yeah. But then I met you. I was like, it works out for some people, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It happens. Okay, so in the middle of this date, she says something like, oh, I really, really like him or whatever. I don't want this to end, you know? Mm-hmm. Do you remember her saying something?
I think they were making out under the fireworks, and that was the voiceover.
And then on Twitter, she says, that's funny. I don't remember saying that about Kenny, but I do remember saying that about Ari. So they took sound bites from the previous season and implanted it into this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird because it seemed out of place.
Yeah, because they didn't have that great of a time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I guess like there was more that we didn't see.
Yeah, well, they're making out.
Like, of
so
course.
It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How manipulative.
Right?
And like, we know they're manipulative, right? Like, we know that everything we're seeing is like a production.
Seasons? Come on.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
She's probably in trouble with the producers.
Oh, I'm sure. Now she has a $50 million fine.
Well, she didn't spoil anything.
It's true. And it's probably still $1 million. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh, my God. I'm really glad you shared that, because I'm supposed to be the Twitter one.
It was on Reddit.
Oh, I thought.
But it was.
Oh, it was on Twitter on Reddit.
Yeah.
But I follow her on Twitter, so if I had been on Twitter in the last week, I'm going to knock over my drink.
Yeah. Okay.
If I had been on Twitter in the last week, I probably would have saw it. But I've been dropping the ball because I downloaded a game on my phone, and that's all I do now.
Kelly's a gamer now.
I know.
Follow her on Twitch.
Gamer. It's like Candy Crush, but you get gold stars to buy furniture for a house.
Because that's how you buy furniture for a house.
If it was, we'd have just as much furniture as we do now, maybe less, because I'm not good at it.
I mean, also, we don't have any gold stars. But I have no way.
I have redesigned a bedroom, a den, a reading area, a staircase, and I'm starting on a kitchen, and I've redone all the floors in this virtual game.
Yay. So it's like Sims and Candy Crush for you.
Yeah, but like less control than Sims.
Okay.
You get like 3 options of what you want to do, and you have to like do it in the order that they want.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of control, but it's a mansion, so I'm eventually gonna probably. God, I hope I don't run. I hope I quit playing the game before I finish renovating the mansion. Oh my God.
I mean, I think to win it, you probably have to get to like 1,000 levels or something, right?
Yeah, but it's only been a week and I'm on 100 something, so I feel like I'm doing okay. I know other people on Candy Crush are way better, but anyway. So then Kenny comes back from the date, and Annalise like pounces.
Yeah, she took the reins and was like, "I'm gonna be a different Annalise."
She's like,
"I'm gonna,
I like you.
Yeah, let's hang it out.
I have sexual attraction to you."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I already said what I wrote down. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then.
Do you want to keep going with this?
Yeah, let's go ahead, and then we'll leave a cliffhanger for the rose ceremony.
Yeah. So I don't know what they were talking about, but Jacqueline and Kenny were kissing before
the rose ceremony.
Yeah.
But before that, Bibiana is like, I don't want to go home yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to start talking to Kenny. And she talks to Kenny. And this is like a last minute, like, grab.
Hail Mary.
Yeah. And
because they were flirting before. Like the first day, they were kind of flirting with each other.
Sure, but it's now been 4 weeks in our time. I don't know about their time. Not even in our time, actually, but 4 episodes. And this just goes to show, because she, like, is immediately able to win over Kenny and start making out with him. Mm-hmm. If she had just been putting in any effort at any point.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know.
I think she was just always waiting for somebody to come in that she'd be actually attracted to.
Right, kind of like how Chelsea is suddenly attracted to everyone that comes in.
She's suddenly attracted to everybody.
She's in heat. Anyways.
I mean, these are the last options, though. Like, she knows there's no other guys coming in. Like, these are the guys. Mm-hmm. So she has to be interested in all of them, basically. But
understandably, she is attracted to them.
Sure. The guys that are coming in are attractive. And also, like, Kenny is, like, he's very attractive.
Yeah. Sure.
So, no. Yeah?
He's not my kind of guy.
He's not your type?
No.
Huh, interesting. I'm just kidding. I would not match you two. I wouldn't.
As a gay couple?
As a couple. Yeah, I guess it had to be a gay couple because you're both men.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway, so then making out with Bibiana, and he's making out with Jacqueline.
Yeah.
And then Annalise actually does something kind of cute.
It's super cute, actually.
Yeah.
She sets up this, like, luchador thing.
Like, so they get, like, the luchador masks, and they're, like, wrestling or whatever on, what is it, like a daybed?
Yeah.
And, like, I thought it was super cute that she, like, just all she had to do was, they had capes, too.
They did. They had masks and capes, and it was cute.
Yeah. And, and then they were making out, too.
Yeah, and so now he's just kissed 3 women in 5 minutes.
Yeah, seriously.
And they all think they're getting his rose because they're like to the camera. They're like, I think I'm gonna get this rose.
As much as when you said it, I was like, they all think they're gonna get a rose. What's that?
Sorry, I just realized, and I don't know if it was today's episode or yesterday's episode, but there was a scene, and I can't even remember who it was. It was one of the women, and the background was wrong. The background was not a Paradise background. And their hair didn't look like Paradise hair. Because, like, the women all have, like, their hair up in a bun or whatever. They looked way too put together like they do on The Bachelor, Bachelorette.
Was it the reenactment of the romance novel?
No.
It was one of the women from Paradise.
It was one of the women who's currently on Paradise. It might have been Tia. It might have been. I'm not saying for certain. But there was a background that was not a Bachelor in Paradise background. And now I wish I would have said it to you. Because I was like, that's strange. Where is she? But it could have been Bibiana. And I just really, because it might have been yesterday. And I don't know. I don't remember because I just thought it was weird. But now that you said this thing about Jacqueline, like how they used a voiceover, I'm wondering if they used a camera time thing from a previous season.
Was it when Bibiana got all dressed up in her, pulled back her hair or whatever?
No.
Her boobs are shiny?
No. It wasn't that. No, It wasn't that. It might have been today's episode.
I wasn't paying attention.
I don't remember, but sorry. Be on the lookout for that, guys. There might have been like another thing where they like splice shit together.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Other seasons,
which makes sense because for them, it doesn't make any sense for them to be splicing past season stuff into this current season. But it's probably all the same editors, all the same producers.
Yeah,
they've worked with these women before. They know what they've said, and then they can just splice it all together.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Anyways.
Okay, that's something to look out for from now on. But yeah, it was the wrong background, wrong hair, like whatever. And I think it was like Tia with blonde hair or something. But that might have been something else that I noticed at another time. I can't, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. I'm not going to figure it out right now. So Kenny is kissing everyone. They all think they're going to get a rose.
Yeah. And that's kind of shitty. As much as like, we were really rooting for Kenny, but all of a sudden he's kind of being a little shifty.
Yeah.
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 I think that was about it for them before we tell them who Kenny gives his rose to.
Want to talk about John's love triangle?
Yeah. John is on a love triangle. Okay. Can I say something? Yeah. And then makes me okay that John wasn't really in the most current episode.
Okay.
That, one, we've been watching Kim's Convenience, which is like, I think really funny. It's a Canadian show about a Korean family that owns a convenience store, and they're just like living their lives.
Yeah. It's a really funny show.
And then we watch Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
And there's that. And so like representation there. And then also fucking Venmo John is on The Bachelor and is in a fucking
triangle.
He's the love triangle and went on 2 dates in a row
with a white woman and a black woman.
Yeah, and then so I'm feeling all of the Asian representation like last week. Like the whole time I was building our porch, I was just like, man, I've seen so many Asians today. Like,
didn't you tell me one time that growing up there was just like the same Asian guy in every commercial? Is that? I thought that was something you had told me.
There's usually the same Asian guy in a lot of things. Do you remember?
Which is like something that like I would never notice. Like I guess I might notice if it was like the same white person in a bunch of commercials, but probably not because it's commercials and so there's just white people
there's so
everywhere.
Many white people.
Yeah,
it's never the same. Do you remember Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah.
The Asian guy that was like that blew up.
That blew up.
Yeah,
no,
it was near
I don't
the
remember
end.
That.
He was in a movie with Jeff Bridges. Well, I don't remember. They're like ghost fighting police or something.
Okay,
I don't know. But the guy, he actually has the most credits out of like I think any actor or something. He has like thousands of credits or something.
Yeah, like somebody
really
is like trying to get him like a lifetime achievement award or something like that.
Maybe, but
because he's like never. I don't know if he's won actually any awards.
Yeah, but he like that guy. He was in everything.
Oh, okay, okay.
Which makes sense. Well, because he's in everything. Whenever they needed an Asian guy,
they're like,
he was him.
Call that guy.
Yeah, because he knows how Hollywood works.
One more Asian representation that we haven't watched yet, but is on my to watch list because it keeps coming up whenever people are talking about Crazy Rich Asians. Mm-hmm. And that's also kind of like racism because they're bringing them up together because they're both Asian. But I think it's also coming up on ours because we're watching Kim's Convenience and they're both Canadian. Mm-hmm. And it's To All the Boys I've Loved, but it like people keep talking about it like everywhere. Like it's on Twitter, it's on Facebook, like it's on like news articles, like it keeps coming up. So we need to watch that.
Okay. Sure.
So lots of I don't know. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. It is. I am enjoying it. So John, hold on. Is this when Jubilee comes in?
So yeah, when it's just like we can talk about Caroline or Jubilee, whatever order you want to.
When does
So I mean, just like one in general that there is a love triangle, like that was discussed. And then John is like kissing Caroline and kissing Jubilee, and
because Jubilee is already there.
Yeah,
they went on a date last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Comes in. Oh, I see what you mean by comes in. Yeah, she's already there.
Sorry. Okay. So yeah, love triangle, crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know. Caroline's been really stressing about it. She doesn't try to make any other connections, and she tells John that she doesn't like campaigning for roses, which is like pretty honest and I think is good, because she's not there for roses, like she's there for romance, But I
don't see a real connection between the two of them.
No.
I think she had put all her eggs in one basket, and like maybe she isn't. Maybe she's also waiting for somebody, and he's like her only shot at the moment.
Yeah.
So like
Jubilee
she's
stole the
continuing.
basket.
Yeah, has put eggs in John's basket.
Into John's basket.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. But like surprisingly, and this could be wrong, right? But Kevin says that John told him that his biggest connection in Paradise has been with Caroline.
Like maybe it's because she's been there longer.
Like an hour longer than Jubilee. Like he had his date with Caroline, and then the next day he went on a date with Jubilee.
That's right. Okay, so, but I don't know what I wrote. I thought they were just cuter together, Jubilee and and John.
They seem to have more in common. Their conversation seemed more natural. Again, it's just a portrayal. It's just what we're seeing. But they seem to connect better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. I think like, I don't know. It just seemed like Caroline was just trying.
Yeah. Jubilee plans a massage for John, which I think was her way to see him with his shirt off.
Yeah, probably.
So then they had to re-mic him because he had like the waistband
He had the shirt mic
thing on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they had to get him one of those necklaces. And then there was lots of making out between them. And then I think that's all for the John Caroline love triangle.
Yeah.
Or John Caroline Jubilee love triangle.
Anybody else? Oh, David.
Oh, can I just real quick, Krystal and Chris, one thing. Dear Krystal, there is no such thing as an IRA Roth. If you really loved investing in your Roth IRA, I think you'd know the appropriate name. And it's like, in general, if you were just saying that you had an IRA Roth, okay, I want to call you out on it. But don't say that one of your hobbies is investing in it and then you don't know its name.
It's called. Yeah.
That's like, what?
Just because you have one doesn't mean it's your hobby.
Also, how often are you investing in it? Like, I don't know a lot about my IRAs. However, I did work at a bank and I did set up some IRAs. And usually people are like rolling over into them or making contributions just before like the deadline so that they don't have to pay taxes on that money. You know, like it's not a regular attending thing. You're not like, oh, let me check on my Roth IRA.
Yeah, you usually leave that alone. Unless like I don't know. I feel like when people have talked about like, oh, I gotta talk to my investment guy or whatever, it's like you gotta. It's probably someone that has like hundreds of thousands of dollars in it.
Yeah.
When you actually have to pay attention to it, whereas like it's a normal guy. He's usually just investing $20 here, $100 there,
You're not
$200 there, maybe if you have that.
You're not saying, oh, I'm getting my paychecks in from my physical fitness business. It better go talk to my Roth IRA guy like I do every Thursday. Like, I don't know. Like she said that she enjoys cooking, eating, and investing in her IRA Roth.
So weird. I don't understand.
She was just trying to build complexity for herself.
I get it.
What I'm guessing is that she recently set up a Roth IRA and now she wants to like, exude that adultness.
Yeah, she has this, that she knows what it is, kind of.
Which, like, okay, set up your retirement plans. That's a really good idea. Anyone listening to this right now, if you don't have a retirement plan yet of any sort, go set one up. Just talk to your bank. You can start it with $50. Yeah. That's not a big deal.
Unless you're like 12.
12-year-olds should not watch this show. I'm calling your parents.
Also, don't worry about investing in your future yet. Don't worry about it.
No, you should. A 12-year-old, you should be concerned. Go ahead. Think about 70-year-old yourself. What are you going to want?
What are you going to... You want that iPhone? You really want that iPhone?
You're going to want that new ice cream? Are you going to want to be able to buy ice cream for dinner? You should probably start investing. I'm just assuming what 12-year-olds want is ice cream for dinner because that's what I want. So,
did you want that? Or do you want that now?
I've always wanted that.
Have you not ever done that? You've done that
I
before.
have always done that. As soon as I was an independent adult, I started having ice cream and popcorn for dinner. Okay. And then I became more of an adult and it turned to ice cream and wine.
Because you could buy it then.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about the Jordan, Jenna, David triangle.
How about before that, since it will be pretty small?
Sure.
Kevin and Astrid.
Oh, they're cute.
They're cute. They had a sausage party.
Oh, I forgot. I only wrote down Kevin and Astrid. I'm glad you remind me what it was.
So it just looks like they're being silly, and they're just having fun, and all is fine in their camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
They're doing good.
Yeah.
They're doing good. Like, which is why we don't see much.
We don't even
of
have to talk about them in the next episode either.
Yeah. They seem good.
Okay. Now, Kevin. Nope.
Jordan. Jenna.
David. Who's Kevin? Kevin's a Canadian.
With Astrid.
Yeah. We just talked about him. I get David and Kevin mixed together because they're both names of my uncles. So they're just like, I mean,
Which one's
they're not
David?
interchangeable at all. They're very different. David is Charles's dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Kevin
Kevin
is your
is-
brother's dad. That looks like him.
My brother's dad.
I mean,
It's my dad.
your dad's brother. Your dad's brother that looks like him.
Yes. He's Kevin.
Your brother's dad is Peter.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess we do have a lot of bachelor
You
names.
do. Devin and Kevin and Peter. And
I don't know what other uncles' names are.
okay, that's fine. Let's continue.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone's making a big deal about Jordan's outfit. I don't want to spend the time talking about it because it's whatever. If Wills was wearing that outfit, nobody would be talking about it. I don't know why everyone's making such a big deal. It's red. It's a vest.
It's because Jordan is kind of flaunting it. You know, if it was Will's, he'd just be wearing it. But he's like, yeah, look at me. I'm wearing this. I'm Jordan. That's why.
I think that's just how Jordan acts all of the time. I didn't see him acting any different in that outfit than he does other times, except where he became a psychopath. But anyway, I don't know. Did you want to talk about the outfit?
No.
Okay.
He just also has a blue one.
Yeah, he did say that. And he said it's like a whole suit thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more pieces to it. So Jordan and Jenna are having this cute moment where she says she wants to see his like modeling walks. And instead of doing what I think we all assumed he was going to do, which was like serious model walks, he like does silly things. Like crawls on the ground and he like
but still
grabs
modeling.
a pole. Still modeling, still trying to be attractive for this person he's attracted to, but not in the Jordan way that we would have expected. Like he was being silly.
Yeah.
Which was nice. It was refreshing. And he fucking ruins it.
Yeah.
I get real mad at him.
Does he just like go away for like a little bit?
Yeah, I
and
guess
then suddenly David just like was just sneaking. He was like waiting in the thickets and then just pops out with a gigantic dog.
Because he's just trying to fuck with Jordan at this point. He doesn't care about Jenna. He's just trying to fuck with Jordan. So he brings this giant dog. And then, so like with the cake, Jordan came over and is like, I just want to throw that cake. And Jenna's like, do it. You know, she like egged him on and he did it and they laughed about it. With the dog, he just comes over, grabs it and throws it in the water.
Yeah. And I think that wasn't like the worst. That obviously wasn't the worst part of it.
But it was very rude and uncalled for. And that by itself probably would have made me go, no, bro, like I'm done.
Yeah.
That's
Same
uncalled for. You can't just take my shit and throw it.
But David, the guy just has no original thoughts because guess what? Guess who else brought a big dog for somebody else?
Jordan
gave Annalise a gigantic dog. So it
but
just shows,
David's was 8 times bigger is what he said.
but it just shows how this guy has never had an original thought in his head before. He's just like even when he's trying to like fuck with somebody, he has to copy somebody else.
How is he still on the show? So stupid.
I don't understand.
But so here's where it bothers me is that people start defending Jordan's bullshit actions. Like Krystal says that was a romantic gesture.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
He was just fucking jealous and didn't know how to express his feelings.
He was disrespectful in every way.
Yeah.
That's not romantic. Being disrespectful is not romantic.
Yeah, if someone just gave you a gift and then someone else just came and took it and threw it into the fucking ocean, I don't think you'd like that.
No.
Even if you didn't want it, really, it's still rude.
I think if another guy gave me a gift, you wouldn't just take it and throw it. You would not be happy about it, probably, depending on who it was and why the gift was.
Yeah.
But you would never just take it and throw it.
No.
Unless I was like, look at this gift. I love this gift. I'm leaving you for this man.
Yeah,
and then you might throw the gift.
I'd take it away from you and I would throw it.
And I think at that point it'd be a fair reaction. Because we have been together for more than 3 weeks. So Jordan just starts losing his mind.
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
I I have no idea. He starts insulting everyone.
So like we knew that he was gonna like I thought throwing the dog into the ocean was gonna be like a little bit of a joke, but it was like kind of serious.
Yeah, it was like kind of aggressive.
He kind of freaks out way more than like the previews let on.
Oh yeah, I was not expecting this at all. I'm so surprised they didn't show this.
I'm surprised like Jordan has this level.
Yeah, he went like we've seen Jordan be weird, but this was like a whole different thing.
He was mad. He didn't. Yeah, it didn't come out well.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from, and it's inexcusable, and it's even scarier because it's like, where did it come from?
Yeah, exactly. And I think Jenna just being so happy and I don't know, just being okay with so much. I feel like she's put up with a lot in her past relationships. Probably. And like she's seen this before and she like knows how this goes. And so she's just like, I don't want it, you know?
Yeah, now that she's older, she's like, this doesn't turn out well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he loses it and he's like being such a dick to Chelsea and Jubilee, who did, as far as we saw, did nothing.
I think they were laughing. That was about it.
I mean, like, I would think if anything, it was like an uncomfortable laughter because it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this man just snapped, you know? So, I mean, I know that like Jordan is like sensitive about people laughing at him. Like, that's a thing that we know. But I'm uncalled for. And so luckily, I'm really glad that everyone there is like, this is not okay. It's like Annalise talks to him. Yeah. And is like, what the fuck just happened?
Eric comes by too.
Well, at the rose ceremony, Eric like calls out. He's like, you owe these women an apology. Like, you can't behave like that. So
no, that was like right after he came and talked to Jordan with Annalise.
Sure, but he also called him out at the rose ceremony. He came out to the rose ceremony, and Eric was sitting in the back, and he said it. And so Jordan,
he called him out again.
Apologized. Yeah,
in front of everybody. Yeah.
I guess when Eric was saying it before, I didn't realize he was talking to Jordan. I thought he was talking to other people at the bar.
Oh no, I think he was there.
Okay. But yeah, I'm sorry, but there's no apology that Jordan can give that I would believe at this point. As far as like someone that I would want to associate with in the future.
Yeah. I wrote down when he apologized, was that enough for Jenna to accept the rose? And it was.
I think she just took it to stay. Like to stay. Yeah. So she could stay and possibly meet someone else.
Yeah.
One thing that I want, like a bullshit thing that I want to call out is that Jordan, and maybe he realized it was bullshit, so he didn't bring it up again, but he like kind of blamed it on David. Where he was like, David and I have this beef from The Bachelorette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did say that.
I'm sorry. Have you seen how many villains have come on this show? I guess we haven't because this is our second season. But like Taylor came on. She had beef with Corinne.
Yeah. And
they were fine. Right? Like everyone was fine with Taylor, even though she was like, everyone was fine with Corinne and Taylor, even though like they were like villains on their season.
In Paradise?
In Paradise, yeah. And then Krystal was the villain.
I mean, Corinne was only there for a day.
Yeah, well, they were so cool. Krystal was the villain on her season. After the first day, everyone was cool to her.
Yeah.
Like Tia and Krystal seem to not have any beef anymore. Bibiana and Krystal don't have beef anymore. Mm-hmm. Like everyone has been cool to David and Jordan, even though they both were the villains on their season. You know, and they only have beef with each other still. So it's like, you can't say that it's because you guys had beef before.
Yeah.
Like everyone else grew the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Like get over it.
You're not stuck in a house anymore.
No.
And there's not just one woman. There's like so many other women.
Yeah. Calm down, dude. And I know like there's other women is not like a consolation for somebody like wanting to be with your, like the person that you want to be your person. But also, you haven't known this person very long. They're still free to date whoever they want.
Yeah.
Okay. Rose ceremony. There's not really, like, I think we just didn't really know who Kenny was going to pick.
We weren't 100% sure about John either.
And we weren't sure about John.
But we were pretty sure it was going to be Jubilee.
We didn't know if Jenna was going to accept the rose.
Yeah.
But we knew Nisha was going home because her thing with Eric seemed to be over. He's with Angela now, which we haven't seen much of, so it must be going well.
Pretty sure BB was going to go home.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she tried too late in the game.
Yeah.
I like that Kenny chose Annalise because it did look like they had a thing that was kind of picking up.
A little bit more than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, so I hope that that's still going well. We didn't really see much.
Oh, and then Jacqueline gets sent home on her birthday.
And Jacqueline gets sent home on her birthday. She arrived on her birthday and got sent home on her birthday.
Was it the same day?
I don't know.
She said
tomorrow is my birthday, and then she got sent home on her birthday. So she was there for less than 24, or about 24 hours.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more than 24.
That sucks. That sucks. And then Caroline.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't know who David was going to pick, and it was Chelsea. And then we looked back, and Chelsea chose David. So I guess they have some sort of alliance formed.
Yeah,
like a
they're
pact.
Gonna stay on Paradise as long as possible.
Yeah, like if neither of us is in a relationship, we'll choose each other.
Yeah,
fine.
Kind of like what's her name? And what's his name? The model guy in the other season, the last Paradise.
The model guy, and then the woman that just didn't. I think she had a boyfriend already. Never mind. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not recalling.
I don't know their names, so it doesn't help.
Yeah, I'm not recalling. I'm sorry. Moving on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Episode 5.
If you think of it, just shout it out. Okay. Oh, yeah. So episode 5 starts with a sage cleansing to get rid of the bad juju from last night, which I think was like the Jordan shit.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Drama.
It's not just drama. It's like... okay. I'm going to like jump forward just a little bit because it is still about like Jordan. So Chris says to Jordan, what you did last night was irrational, but it shows that you care.
Yeah. Just...
This is how people end up staying in domestic like violence relationships, abusive relationships, because people are like, but they care. Their passion shows that they care.
No, get the fuck out.
No, jealousy is a toxic emotion. If you can't communicate your feelings with someone, like you need to find a way to communicate them, perhaps by going to therapy. But you can't behave this way to other people. This is horrible.
Yeah.
And it seems like a small thing, like, oh, he just yelled at some people and he threw a dog in the ocean. He threw a dog in the ocean. But this is like one of those like little things I feel like is a precursor for much bigger things.
Yeah. Again,
it could easily escalate because that went from 0 to 60 very quickly.
Exactly. That's the whole issue.
I think very unstable.
Mm-hmm. If that's how he's going to react to, like, I don't know, just a gift. It was a gift.
A gift from a person that he doesn't like.
Because, like, if I reacted that way with every single buddy that's hit on you, I'd be in jail.
We would not still be together.
I'd be in jail.
Or I come home with gifts from students, and you're like, who's that from?
Thrown so many dogs into the ocean.
Yeah, it's... I mean, and then this whole episode, they use this music and these close-ups to try to make you feel bad for Jordan when he's going through these things. No, I'm not falling for it. Don't make me try to feel bad for him because he's a fucking asshole. Like, and there's nothing he can say or do beyond that point that's not going to make me think that he is toxic in a relationship.
Yeah, I don't... Until there's a larger sample size, I can't really say.
Until he goes to therapy... I'm not going to trust anything he says or does.
Yeah.
Because that's just not okay behavior in any way. And I feel like it's just so telling of how he would actually be in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're in an environment where people are supposed to be dating other people, how are you going to be when like somebody hits on her in the bar? She's a beautiful woman. People are going to hit on her. Mm-hmm. You can't act that way every time someone hits on her.
Yeah.
Okay. So, there's not enough drama. Gotta shake some shit up.
Uh-huh.
So, Leo walks in.
Yeah. But none of them knows about his current news or his recent news.
Correct. Although, I did notice that in the last week, we haven't seen those same commercials that they were showing before with like Leo and Joe getting in fight. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because like everyone found out about Leo being a dirtbag.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we've had enough bad press. Let's stop showing Leo in these previews.
Yeah. Man, like they cannot pick them. There's nobody with no news, no like past history, or like it wasn't even really, well, no, yeah, there's past history of like him being a total asshole. And then same with like all the other guys, almost every single guy in Becca's season.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with that because there were some guys in Becca's season who were good guys, which shows it is possible to choose good people, such as Venmo John, such as Joe, such as Blake. Right? There are like Jason, as far as we know, like there are good guys. It's possible.
I was exaggerating, but it was just like,
but the way you said
so many
it,
guys are so bad.
The way you said it made it sound like it was impossible to find good guys, but it's just that they need a better screening process. Also, if guys could stop being such sleazebags, that would be
really helpful too.
Because we don't have this problem with the women on the show.
No.
How much controversy has come out with these women?
Attention seeking. That was
any of them.
That's about it.
They're all attention seeking.
I know.
Yeah, so I think it's good they stopped showing him in the commercials. I wish they would have cut out his storyline.
Yeah, if that was possible, that would have been nice. But I think the drama that he brings... Did I say drama?
The drummer. The Jeffrey drummer.
That he brings, I think they're definitely going to leave it in.
Oh, yeah. It's good TV. After he comes in, I don't think any of the women were wearing underpants anymore.
I don't think so either.
They were all super into him, which without knowing what a sleazebag he is, I see why.
I understand. Because he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Except for when he's like...
When he's trying to be a good-looking guy.
Yeah. That, and then like... And then also he has like... he has a lot of confidence. He really does.
He's overly confident.
And then like... But, you know, there's kind of...
Some women are into that.
Yes, but he's like such a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. There's something being a dirtbag and then also being very confident just go together sometimes. A lot of the time.
Well, it's overly confident to the point of, like, kind of seeming douchey and fake. And so, like, confident is good. Man or woman, confident is good. Overly confident, it's just, it's not attractive. Like, arrogance is not attractive to most people. Some people are into that. So, yeah, he comes in. All bets are off. Kendall says, "Do you want to say hi?" And Joe says, "I guess." Like, clearly not into it.
Yeah.
Like an omen there.
Yeah.
Some foreshadowing.
Anyways, it was, I don't know. I thought they were good, but I guess Kendall wanted to explore other possibilities.
It's reasonable. She locked down a guy on the first day.
Yeah.
You know, and
then she
came to have fun.
She came to have fun, and she sees somebody that she's attracted to. So like, I guess, sure. And Joe Shri, he understands. It's like, okay, if this is what you want to do, you can do it.
Did he understand?
Yeah, he said that, but he didn't really feel that, though.
Yeah, I felt like he was not cool about it.
He wasn't cool about it, but he wasn't going to, like, stop her.
No, but he said he hopes it goes badly.
Which I appreciate his honesty.
Yeah,
because it's like...
It was good.
Yeah. You can
of course he hoped it went badly, you know.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was trying to be cool about it, but like also was like trying to tell her the truth.
Yeah.
And so then it came off like kind of passive aggressive and you know.
And then like
I wasn't blaming him, but it was like you do you know where you are though? You know, or he's like getting jealous. But I also think it's human emotions. You know, it's easy to forget that they're people. Yeah. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
And then like as she was about to go on a date, he goes in for the kiss to say goodbye, and then she dodges it.
Ugh.
I mean, I think they've been kissing the entire time, and then like all of a sudden now she's not gonna kiss him.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. And then like Joe is having this conversation with Jordan because they're BFFs, and like Jordan acts like Joe called dibs. Like, you've been with her since the first day, and he's just gonna come in here and steal her away. Like, he, you know, that's not okay. She can't do that. Like, whatever. And it's like, Joe does not have dibs. They've been together for a few weeks.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. Like, you don't just be like, I licked her. She's mine. You see that slobber on her mouth? That's my slobber. So
it like off. Is like the last person that licked you?
It's
has dibs.
Yeah.
So like Stella is yours.
Stella, I didn't lick Stella. I'm Stella's.
No, yeah,
that's she
what
licked
I
me.
meant. Yeah.
She licked my face.
Okay.
But then you have to be willing to lick
later.
something someone else licked.
Yeah, just lick it somewhere else.
And that shows that you're grosser than that person, so you get their thing. That's how dips works.
But you get what you want.
You can also call seat check and then sit on their lap.
And it's yours. Your seat.
It's your seat.
For forever.
For forever.
And then you get back up. You said
you
back
get up
on
and
them,
you
and then you get back up.
Seat check. And so that it's reserved for when you come back, you can sit on their lap again.
Okay.
Dating is easy. I don't know why everybody doesn't know these rules.
Yeah, Jordan knows that, obviously.
So they go on a Danielle Steele novel photo shoot book cover.
That George wrote.
Jorge. This obviously, they made this date for Leo.
Because he looks like him. That look that he made, he was like, look at this. And he like made that face.
Yeah.
He looked like he looked like Fabio.
Immediately, I just pictured his shirt open, wind blowing in his hair, and he's holding a damsel in distress.
He looked like Fabio.
Yeah. My mom enjoys Danielle Steele novels.
Okay.
And so I've seen the covers of these novels.
Yeah.
And like legit, it's Leo.
Okay.
Like they have Leo in mind when they're drawing these covers because they're not actual pictures of people. They're drawn. Like, you know, pastels.
Oh yeah, I know they're not pictures of people, but I figure that they have like an idea or like an image or something.
Yeah, and it's always Leo. Leo's the person. Sometimes it's a short-haired Leo, but it's always basically a Leo.
Okay.
A short-haired Leo is an Alex.
Why is long hair? Why long hair?
Women in their like fantasies, not like real life, but like the fantasy person is long hair, and I think it's because you don't see it that often. You know,
it's weird.
It's like the unicorn.
It's weird.
But like good long hair. And that's the problem a lot of men make, or the mistake a lot of men make when they try to grow their hair out. They don't take care of it. Mm-hmm. And then it's not good long hair. You can't just have long hair. You got to like use conditioner and like conditioning masks, and you got to know how to brush it. You can't just have long hair.
Mine would just look flat though.
That hair would look flat?
Yeah.
How?
Okay, how all of the Asian women's hair just like flat and black, that's how my hair would look like.
I disagree that that's how Asian women's hair looks.
Like a lot of them are like that though.
Sure.
That's how my hair would look like.
You can make it not flat.
Yeah, but this takes me not shampooing my hair. And it gets oily, and it's like eventually gets like this.
I can tell you about hair care later, but you can make it not flat. But you don't have to have voluminous hair like Leo. Fabio doesn't have naturally voluminous hair. He has pretty thin hair. Anyway, would you like to move on?
Sure.
So they do this weird like reenactment type thing with people that nobody else knows are there. Like when we saw like Ari and Lauren and Ben Higgins, I thought other people on the island would know that they had stopped by, but they don't.
It's so weird.
Did you not realize that until now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I did, but it's like they had to have known that they were there.
They didn't talk to anybody that we saw.
It's like all of a sudden this week everybody was there.
Yeah.
for some reason. It's like Ari was disappointed. Was Ari on Paradise at one point?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I know you don't know. I thought maybe you might know.
This is only the 5th season of Paradise, so if he had been, it would have been like the 1st season.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I feel like usually it's such a big story. Maybe not. Because do you think they knew about that couple that got married in the last Paradise?
Maybe. I have
It's
no
just
idea.
like other things that happen on Paradise that.
Yeah, I guess other things
knows?
happen during that time and nobody pays attention to it. Who even knows if like that thing with Ari and Ben and Lauren and that other person, if it was
Her and the model guy.
Who is she?
Her name was Veronica in the thing, but it's not her real name.
Oh.
Alyssa?
I know. Okay. I know. She was like a little Barbie doll, basically. And then she was with Robbie.
Robbie.
Except Robbie's not a model. He's a social media influencer.
Are you sure?
He's not a model. He's a social media influencer.
Really?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
that was the
I
first
thought
time
he
I'd
was a
heard
model.
that term.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Boop. So they do the photo shoot. They make out a lot.
A lot. They make out
Like,
the
a lot.
entire date.
A lot. That's all they do.
Uh-huh. And, okay, do you think her butt was just a wedgie?
It had to have just been a wedgie. So then you could see like the shadow or whatever. Like there's like
The
a
crease.
contouring.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we got to blur this out.
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
It's just a butt.
It's just a butt. Who doesn't have a butt?
I have a butt.
I have a butt. Stella, do you have a butt? Stella's got a butt. Our dog got real excited.
Yeah, she thinks it's time to go.
Nope, don't say it.
Go.
To the outside world.
Yeah.
I was wondering as I'm watching Kendall and Leo make out if Kendall now feels super gross.
Yeah. I wrote, I bet all the women hate that they thought he was hot.
Yeah.
When he walked in.
They have to now be thinking like, I can't believe I reacted that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this just goes to show you can't like judge people and just be like, he's hot. He's like perfect.
Yeah. It's just,
Right.
I guess that's their first impression of him.
You should, what we've learned from The Bachelor is probably say he's hot. There's a solid chance that he's a creep.
Yeah. Really good chance. Maybe before getting invested any more than I am already, maybe I should go talk to him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Spend about 10 weeks dating him
Interrogate him a little bit.
and then let him propose to you.
Oh.
That's how dating should work.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, you're behind.
I am fucking up.
So Joe tells Wells back at the house that he's falling in love with Kendall.
Yeah.
And Wells says, did you tell her how you feel? And Joe said, yeah, for the most part. I told her I like her, which is very different from falling in love.
Yeah. And I feel like even then, I don't think that's really going to change anything with
No,
Kendall.
I don't think it would.
Because I don't think Kendall's there. I don't think it...
It could change it in like tipping the scale of like, okay, you're too invested. I don't want to get you further invested.
Mm-hmm. It could tip the scale either way, a little bit.
It could.
So it's like, oh, okay, Joe is someone I like, and maybe I should just keep going with this and see how this goes. Or if it's like, ooh, maybe we should take a step back.
Yeah.
Slow things down or something
I could
like that.
definitely see it going either way.
Yeah.
But she comes back from her date, and Joe's not really being cool about it. And he asks if they made out. And if she were being honest, she would have said yes. But instead, she was less honest and said we kissed. She didn't lie. She just could have been more honest. And he's like, oh, so you're just kissing everyone now.
Now, who is she kissing? Well, she kissed John. Was that it?
Maybe. Yeah, that is. I would have been way more upset that she made out with John randomly than making out with Leo on a date.
Yeah.
Right? Like, one of those seems a little bit worse to me. I don't know. But she seems really torn. She says she sees herself with Leo more than Joe.
Yeah, I feel bad about that. That he just like came in and just, I know it's only been 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, but you know, it sucks.
They were building a nice solid relationship and then that happened. But then Leo, because he's a fucking creep, and he is welcome to kiss whoever he wants.
Yeah. Right? Everyone is allowed to kiss everyone. Right, Kendall? Right.
But it's the way he went about it that I think was different. He didn't say that he was like with Kendall, but it's the way he went about it with Chelsea, where he said, I'd love to get caught in the rain with you. I would be down for it right now. And she was like, let's go do it. And he's like, oh, you want to do that now? Okay, I guess I will. And made it sound like it was her idea, which I think was like his way of being like, well, it's not my fault. It was her idea. Where it's like he was like trying to like manipulate the situation.
Yeah.
Which I just thought was like kind of gross.
I didn't catch that. Okay.
And then Chelsea, I thought this was like kind of smooth of Chelsea saying, do you know where the hot tub is, by the way? Let me show you. Which I thought was funny.
So they get to go to the hot tub.
Yeah. And then they get there and he's like, are you going to get in? And she was like, I was going to. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, he didn't know that was going to happen. And he like, if I forget what he said, but it was again, like, it was her idea kind of thing. And I don't know. It's not, he can kiss whoever he wants, but I don't like the way he's going about it.
Yeah.
So, so Chelsea also probably now feels gross.
Yeah.
After everything comes out about Leo.
Out.
Yeah. Oh, and then Leo calls himself an alpha, and fuck anyone that calls themselves an alpha.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Mm-hmm. That's bullshit. It's a bullshit thing to say. It's not real. It doesn't make sense. It's one of my annoyances, pet peeves, if you will. Okay. It is. I'm glad you're not an alpha.
I'm like an outsider. I'm a lone wolf.
You're not a lone wolf.
Yeah.
You're not. That's nope.
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 Stupid.
You're stupid.
And then thank the heavens, Colton gets another date.
Oh my.
He gets another date card.
Fucking God. I was going to just throw my phone. Right. I was taking my notes on. I was like,
Ryan was so mad.
Why?
He so mad.
Like last episode, I was just like, hopefully they get over this Colton Tia shit so we can get over it. Because like, I was real done with it. Because when like Jacqueline and Colton and Tia were in that whole thing, I was like, I'm so fucking over it. Like, why is Tia upset? Why is Colton even fucking care? Like, he's been so honest about his feelings the whole time. And like, he feels bad because he's been being honest and Tia's crying. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Fucking end it.
It's too much.
And then like when he got another date fucking card, it was so stupid.
The good news is we do ultimately kind of end, because once they're happy.
I really hope so.
Once they're happy, we don't see them that much anymore. So we have Kevin and Astrid. We hardly ever see them.
Fingers
Eric
crossed.
and Angela seem to be doing well, so we hardly ever see them. Mm-hmm. You know, like once people get happy, we don't see them anymore.
Yeah, pretty much when like a lot of people have coupled up, that's when paradise ends.
Oh, you know when they're going to come back? In the last episode when they have the option of fantasy suites.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when that's going to be a thing again. And that's going to be real fucking annoying. Colton's a virgin. What's he going to do? What's he going to do the fantasy suite? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Break this chair.
Ugh. Okay. Anyway, so Tia wants to be a girlfriend and boyfriend. They go dancing. They meet up with Raven and Adam.
Uh-huh.
Raven's like, hey, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't want to see you hurt. And he seems to just be like flavor of the week kind of person.
Yeah, casting some doubts on him.
Yeah.
On the whole thing.
Which is nice. It was nice of
also
Raven.
Bringing up the history, just like, hey, just letting you know that like his history is like this, you know.
Which we currently have a
right
sample
now.
size of 2. I don't know if that's a fair...
3.
History. What's 3? So the gymnast?
Gymnast Tia, because Tia was her thing, and then Becca was the person of her thing. And then I honestly...
I mean, the Becca thing, it's like he was on a show to fall in love with Becca. You can't fault him for that. You mean that he applied for the Bachelorette?
I mean, like, he still went and did it, though. Like,
as far as we know,
Raven's point is that he's falling in love or trying to fall in love with these women that are like in the spotlight or whatever, and like, and Becca was that because she was the Bachelorette.
Alternative theory, he's into strong, independent women.
That happened to be in the spotlight.
They're independent enough to pull themselves up and be in the spotlight.
Yeah, but there are a lot of them that aren't in the spotlight.
He knows what he likes.
Okay, but then he goes back to Tia because she's suddenly another person she's in the spotlight again in the paradise.
But he didn't try to go back to Tia.
Anyways,
I think he tried to get away from Tia.
Yes.
And then she roped him back in.
Well,
I appreciate what Raven was trying to do. I just don't know that I agree with Raven.
Sure. I'm just saying.
But
that's what she was saying.
I think it was good of Raven to give Tia another perspective and, have a really hard conversation with her. It's a good friend thing to do.
And then Colton asked Tia if they want to go steady.
Yes. He asks if he can court her exclusively.
Can I carry your books?
Yeah, they have a weird conversation that I didn't quite follow exactly what T was trying to say to Colton because I thought she was breaking up with him, and then he asked her to be his girlfriend. So I can't properly recap it because I don't know what happened. I thought she was telling him that he was below the standards she should have.
I didn't get that.
Okay. So, yeah, I can't recap it properly.
I just wrote down that...
I thought she was insulting him.
He did the will you be my girlfriend thing. And, like, that's a thing that you're not supposed to do anymore, apparently.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.
Whenever people say that, it's like, oh, he actually did that?
Yeah, people act like it's weird, and I think that it's not weird to ask.
I don't think it's weird either. Because I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that until, like, people gave me shit about it.
I mean, I guess it does just kind of get assumed.
Yeah.
Like you asked me, you're like, did I ask you to be my girlfriend? And I said, well, you told me you were moving across the country for me, so I just assumed that we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Wrong.
But yeah, I think it's cute personally, but
I feel like it's nice to like, I understand it's a label, but like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair. I think at least asking if you're exclusive is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's maybe personal preference, but I think it's fine to ask.
Yeah, I think so too.
Glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Maybe we're old fashioned.
Yeah, I think so.
Benoit?
Benoit walks in.
Benoit?
And he has a date card, and he pulls Kevin aside because Canadians need to support each other.
Sure. Another note, despite Benoit's total lack of fashion sense, all the women are swooning because he has a French accent.
Yeah. Which is like Canadian French accent.
Sure, but it's a French accent.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's an accent based on the French pronunciation
it's an accent.
of words. It's just a Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is different than French.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like if he had an American accent, a Canadian accent, he wouldn't be getting anyone. He looks
pretty ordinary.
Yeah. But it's like that accent, like he doesn't need to be charming or have game or anything. He has the accent by default.
That's it.
There are certain accents that man or woman, people are going to be like, that one. Yeah. I like that one.
Not an Asian accent for sure.
Unfortunately, Asian languages, apparently, the accent is not preferred by American ears.
Yeah, whatever.
I have tried to like rethink my ideas about that. Mm-hmm. And now like after watching Kim's Convenience Store, I think it's super adorable. Like Mr. Kim and Mrs.
theirs
Kim,
is like on purpose very broken.
It's so cute. It's so cute. The logo for the show, like it changes as you go through seasons. Like
really?
the main picture changes on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like a grocery, like a convenience store bag, and usually like an actual convenience store says like thank you or have a nice day, but it says okay, see you. Which I love just because my students, that's what they say when they're leaving. They say okay, see you, bye teacher. Okay,
it's
see
so
you.
Weird.
I love it. I think it's so
like
cute.
It's a what they put in textbooks, probably, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because they put "see you."
Yeah, it says see ya.
Because we say "see ya," "see ya later," and then like
which we don't even say that anymore.
Not
that
really.
often. You know,
I might say that to like, I don't know. I'm just trying to get out of a conversation.
Yeah.
See you later.
See you later. Yeah, but we don't say it that often, but it's like one of the first things I noticed in teaching English as a second language.
Yeah.
That they say see you.
Mm-hmm. Like,
See
this is how
you.
you say bye informally. See you.
Oh my gosh.
It's not see ya.
No.
See you.
Okay, see you. Thank you, teacher.
We're talking about
we're talking about accents.
Okay, so Kevin says, "I know the perfect person for you, Krystal."
Which is not what I was expecting.
I wasn't expecting that either, and he's like, "Okay, I'll go talk to Krystal." Talks to Krystal, and it was like the worst conversation ever.
He starts it off by calling her Kendall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like, so tell me about yourself, Kendall. And she went, Krystal. And he went, Krystal. And she was like, yes.
Benoit.
Just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page. Benoit. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I got to the bottom of my drink. I'm making lots of noise. So it was a conversation.
It was a flap. And then he pulls aside Jenna, and I don't really see they're talking, and they didn't stop talking.
They seemed to have a good time. I just didn't see it.
Yeah,
as like a long-term thing.
But Jenna is just like really high energy,
very,
and
high
I can
energy.
see how that can attract a lot of people.
Yeah, I think
and she's very
more
nice
for
too.
like
not just high energy. She's also very, very, very nice.
She seems like someone who she's probably always nice, but I think she probably has like a thing like Jordan where like she's just gonna snap at some point where like all that positive energy is just going to go completely the opposite direction.
You know.
Like she's fine until she's not.
Mm-hmm. But it probably takes a while.
And it probably takes a lot.
I feel like it, for her, I think it does.
It probably takes a while, or it's one of those things where it's just like she drinks a little bit too much after letting things build up, and then all of a sudden someone like accidentally touches her purse and she just loses it.
Specifically the purse?
I don't know. I just try to think of like a thing where like somebody bumps into you and you're like, watch it, bitch, and you just get like, you know. I've seen that kind of thing happen. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah, like one of my friends, ex-girlfriends, just like, why is she staring at us? Just like starts a whole thing. Like, maybe she was looking at you for a second, but calm the fuck down. Mm-hmm. Like, she was just looking at you. Mm-hmm. Didn't mean anything.
Yeah. I've had a thing where
it meant nothing.
It's like a busy club or whatever, and so it's hard to get through people, and I like accidentally like bump someone and they like go off on me. I'm like, dude, how else did you want me to get by? Like, I didn't try to bump you.
Yeah,
you moved at the time I moved. Like, it happens.
Yeah, I like touch people on the shoulder, just like push them aside and say like, you look really good tonight. Excuse me, you look really good.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's just just like giving them a compliment and then also pushing them aside.
Oh, baby, that's the most adorable thing.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
People didn't mind it at all. I was literally pushing people aside and just like, oh, you look really good. Just like walked away.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I love you. Yeah. I dance by people. I dance. People don't mind if you dance.
There's like when there's like no room. And then it's like people are like this far, like a couple inches away from each other, and you want to get through.
Okay,
you have to push them aside. You can't just dance through them.
Oh, that's really cute.
Jenna and Benoit. Yeah. So they go on a date.
They go on a date, and I was so surprised. Jenna brought clothes. She brought actual clothes.
She brought clothes other than bikinis.
She had a dress the first
surprised
day.
she didn't like fly there in a bikini.
She had a dress on the first day, and she lost on her date with Jordan, and she came back in her bikini.
Yeah. Apparently that's what people do, because like that's what happened to Kendall too.
Did she come back in her bikini?
I mean, she eventually did have the same clothes she had.
Oh, okay.
But
they
she
probably
came
like
back,
give them to their handler
maybe,
or whatever.
and then like she came back in the towel and like her bathing suit or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they had a fine date.
They had a fine date, and like her lipstick. Oh my god, he looked like the Joker.
Oh my god, it was all over his mouth. Not just his mouth, all around his mouth and chin.
Yeah, how does it get there?
I think very open mouth kissing.
Are we kissing wrong?
After watching The Bachelor, I do think that we're kissing wrong.
Okay.
We need to have very open mouths.
We just have to like shake our head against each other's lips.
Try it. Just like shake violently back
think
and forth. That's how you get it.
My
all
stubble
around
is
there.
gonna scratch you.
And then I'll be the one with the red face.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna put on some bright red lipstick, and we're gonna see how
Let me
far
grow
around
out my
your
stubble
mouth.
another day or two,
Okay,
and then we'll go
and see if we can have equally red faces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
Ew.
Jordan.
Back at the house.
So petty, so childish, annoying, emotionally stunted.
He's calls himself daddy.
Yeah. I think that's also part of like...
Return her to daddy. And then he says something about a curfew.
It's stupid. Like,
I wanted to throw up.
I don't understand people that want to be like their significant... them to call them daddy. You know?
It's gross.
Yeah.
It's gross. And I want to say, if you're listening and you do that, I'm not judging you, but I am, because I don't get it. I just really don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know it was a thing, like back in the 50s. There's a Marilyn Monroe song says something like, I give my heart to daddy, or something along those lines. And like old movies, it like comes up. But it's always the women calling the men daddy. Mm-hmm. It's not the men calling the woman mommy. Mm-hmm. Right? That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's emasculating.
It's weird.
Unless it's Hispanic.
Yeah.
Then papi and mommy are like things.
Why is it different?
It's a thing. It's just like a thing where they say like ay papi and like eh mami, you know, those kinds of things.
But how's it different?
I don't know how it's different. I just know it's a thing that like is more normalized.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't seem as gross to me. It's also not my language. So like,
I mean, people say like come to daddy too.
Ugh, that's also gross.
Yeah.
That's gross.
But I feel like I know in like Spanish,
if they said
culture,
come to papi, where like everything else was the same and they said papi, like it would still be weird. But also like papi doesn't have the same meaning to me as daddy because I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know either. We can ask Lisa later.
I don't know. That's part of her personal culture, but I'll ask.
She might know.
She might know.
Yeah. Jordan's being real stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, are you done with the date?
Almost.
Okay.
Because we cannot miss the part where Jenna carried Benoit.
Oh.
Carried him. Not just picked him up.
I thought you were talking about the churro.
Not just walked like a foot or two.
Deep throated churro.
She deep throated a churro with him, but she also walked several yards carrying him. Uh-huh. She carried Benoit out of... If the building were on fire, he would have survived perfectly. Ryan would not have. I cannot carry Ryan. I cannot pick up Ryan. And it's not you, it's me.
I don't think it's me.
I don't think it's you either. Benoit is like tiny for a man, but Jenna doesn't look that strong. She looks pretty fragile. She's very thin.
I when they were talking on the daybed or whatever, I noticed she had some almost abs.
She does look like she works out. Yes. She's fit. Uh-huh. But she's not like she lost the weight by being in the gym for 2 hours a day, lifting weights and strength training.
Yeah.
She looks like it's probably a lot more cardio
maybe
than it is strength training. So she's fit, but I wouldn't have guessed she could pick up a man a full-grown man.
It's pretty impressive.
I don't think I can pick up a half-grown man. Like a 12-year-old? I don't think I can pick up a 12-year-old.
Are they half grown?
I don't know. What's a 12-year-old look like?
I don't know. A grown up, I think.
Oh, okay, then I can't. Definitely can't. Yeah, so they get home. Jordan has wrote "I'm sorry" in the sand.
Which is the least, so little effort to do.
It is. It is.
You wrote 2 words in the sand that took 5 minutes.
I think he thought that the literal size of the gesture would like correspond to the like emotional size of the gesture, which is inaccurate. However, he does this thing and it does not redeem him. I do not have any different feelings towards him, but I think it was very well played, where he tells her that, you know, he thinks that she deserves someone who would do anything for her. And that's why he'll wait. He doesn't need an answer tonight. Mm-hmm. He'll give her time to think about it. She's worth it. And he's going to bed. Good night.
Mm-hmm. Didn't like press the situation. Didn't want to answer right now. Mm-hmm. It's the best thing he could have done that night.
Oh, it fucks with her so much. I am positive that if he had blown up, it would have been an easy decision. She would be able to walk away, say, fuck you, I'm done, I don't need this.
Yeah.
That he did that. And if I liked him, I'd say, good job, Jordan. But I don't like him. I'm still going to kind of say good job, Jordan, for him, like, because that was very well played. Mm-hmm. But I feel really bad for Jenna.
Yeah, because now she's like super conflicted.
Now she's questioning herself because she's too close to the situation that she's like, maybe he is more grown up than I thought. Maybe it wouldn't be so toxic, even though it would be. It would be toxic. Just because he's showing good behavior one time does not make up for the way that he acted before.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just throwing the dog in the water, right? It was everything else surrounding it and his behavior and everything that led up to it with the way that he's been behaving. And so this one instance of maturity does not make up for all of that, but it's going to make her think, at least for a moment, that maybe he's ready for a serious relationship.
I wrote down that Jenna is so high energy that it like makes me tired. It's like, how does she maintain that? She must take a lot of naps.
Maybe she does.
And then like, you know, just like recharge. And then she's like, oh,
or
crazy.
Speed. Maybe she takes speed.
Probably. That probably helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meth. Meth. Lots of meth.
Oh, I could see meth helping with that situation a lot.
Yeah. That whole thing, the whole Jordan, Jenna, Benoit triangle.
I really just want to get back to the Kendall and Joe situation. I want to know what's happening.
Yeah, Kendall, Joe, and
the previews make it look like we know,
but you never know.
You never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
There's another black man. Did you see the black man? He basically carried away Leo, like to separate them.
Oh, was it just like a producer or like a stagehand kind of person?
Yeah, like a person to prevent fights or something. Security.
Yeah. That's what they're called.
So he like came up and just like lifted him up and just like extracted him from the situation.
Oh, that's awesome.
Was it Steve from Jerry Springer?
Oh, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve. Yep.
Nobody fucks with Steve.
Yep, I remember Steve.
Yeah.
He got his own show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve.
Okay, so that took less than 4 hours. Good news.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we'll be doing this again next week, and hopefully we don't have to do it again the week after, because that will be a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on.
So,
is that it?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Rate, review, and or subscribe.
We're on Twitter.
Shout outs this week.
Ooh.
So Sweden is killing it right now.
Hi, Sweden.
They're like our number 2 downloads.
It's weird.
Yeah, below Washington. So Washington's number 1 and then Sweden. Ohio, thank you. Probably my friends. Texas, I don't know if you were on the boards last week. Thank you. California, and Maryland. Maryland's slipping, but they're still on there, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So,
What's going on?
think Indiana's gone.
Oh.
It's gone. Huh. Indiana's gone. Bye, Madison.
But thank you before.
Maybe she doesn't watch Paradise. That's okay. Also, these episodes are super long, so I can't blame anyone for not listening to them, because if you don't have an extra 2 hours in your week after watching 4 hours of The Bachelor.
I know, right? Like, if you don't have enough Bachelor, you gotta listen to us.
Yeah. And yesterday I was thinking, maybe we could record an episode, after we watch Monday night, and another one after we watch Tuesday night. But it's so much. Mm-hmm. I think this is better.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, find us on Twitter at Roses in Thorns Pod. I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
I'm tired.
Me too.
So let's go to bed.
Let's go to bed.
Okay. Good night.
Okay, bye.